shown yourself as a great navigator that will bring this country back.
President Tinubu pushes heads of subnationals and other leaders to continuously strive for a greater Nigeria desired by citizens.
Other first ladies in this country, those that have gone and those that are coming, should have a lot to learn from Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
Nigeria's First Lady demonstrates empathy, donates cartons of pasta to Muslims during Ramadan. Following ongoing efforts, Northeast Operation Hatlan-K rescues 75 at Sambisa Forest area, Borno State. Welcome to the news at 11 on NTA News 24 live in Abuja. I'm Nadja Atutijani. President Bola Tinubu says all the major decisions he has taken in the saddle have been carried out with utmost consideration for the future generation of the country. This was when he inaugurated the Planning Committee for the National Youth Conference at the State House. State House correspondent Musbau Lawahab reports.
I therefore inaugurate the committee.
President Bola Tinubu is following through his assurance of inclusivity in governance. And this is another major step in carrying along the larger group of the country's population, the youth. The president, who assures that his actions on policies and programs have been in the interest of a future generation, is seemingly making another statement here, calling on the youth to come and make contributions to the future they want.
Look at me in the face. Tell me whatever you think is wrong and the way you want this done. Mine is to help navigate and push and lift the heavyweight problems so I can clear the path for you to have a very great future. But it's in your hand. You have the great opportunity of advancing the development of this country. It's all in your hands.
But while he is still at the helm of affairs, the president promises to continue to prioritize decisions that will reposition the country to an enviable status for the generations yet to come.
Every decision that I've taken is about you. It's about tomorrow. When you remove all subsidy, you are protecting the future of generations yet unborn, the youths. When we started, it looked so foggy, dicey, and hopeless. We try hard, and we're drawing water from a dry well. But today, the economy has turned the corner. Prices are falling. Confidence in our economy is improving. Investors are looking in.
You've taken bold actions in fixing our economy.
Apparently tested and now convinced in the ability of their leader to take bold decisions in the interest of the country, the committee is taking this responsibility, hoping for full support of the president.
We call that this is completely insulated from partisanship, and by the diversity of people on the planning committee, it is very clear that the intention is a confab for all Nigerians, irrespective of their geographical or political extraction.
The focus of a conference which this committee is planning for will be anchored on political engagements, economic transformation, education and skills, technology and digital transformation, climate action and energy transition, as well as social cohesion, and security.
It's about Nigeria and it's about the future of this country. So I'm appealing to the young people that this is for us. It is not political.
This confab is not going to be like the ones that we've held before. This is going to go down to the communities. We're going to have it at the local communities, that is at the state level, before we go to the regional level, before we now come to the federal level.
From the State House, Musbah Nanwahab, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has nudged leaders, especially heads of subnationals, to continue to strive for a greater Nigeria desired by citizens. President Tinubu made the plea when he hosted state governors, members of the Federal Executive Council, service chiefs and selected heads of agencies to iftar, the breaking of the Ramadan fast. Vice President Kashim Shettima and Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila were also part of the special iftar. President Tinubu, who acknowledged the downward trend in the prices of food commodities, attributed it to the collective effort of federal and state governments.
Usually, this is Ramadan period when prices and speculators dwell on commodities and food prices will go up. But we thank God that things are getting calmer, better. And it means we work collectively hard. I thank all of you as governors. The history, we just be there. Look upon yourself as a great navigator that will bring this country back to its promising self. It's a great nation.
We'll continue to pray for you as our leader, for God to guide you right, good health, and to lead the nation in the right direction. We're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Exchange rate inflation, the figures are coming down. But
we should continue to pray for the nation. By praying for the nation, we are praying for ourselves. If you want to collapse it, it will collapse over your head.
Meanwhile, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, in the second phase of her demonstration of empathy, kindness and philanthropy in this during Ramadan, has donated 1,000 cartons of pasta to the Muslim community in Abuja through the National Mosque for onward distribution to beneficiaries. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
In continuation of Nigeria's First Lady kind gesture to the Muslim community, particularly those in need, beneficiaries in Abuja were drawn from different groups, organizations, and communities. Chairman of the Distribution Committee of the Abuja National Mosque, Ustaz Abubakar Sadiq, coordinates the distribution on behalf of the board chairman, the Ed Sunupe. He stresses the need to emulate such gesture by the First Lady.
It means that a leader is a leader. She's a Christian. She's not the leader for the Christians. She's the leader of both Christians and Muslims. And she is setting a standard and setting a precedent that whatever religion one professes, he's a Nigerian, and a leader should take care of all. Other First Ladies in this country, those that have gone and those that are coming, should have a lot to learn from Senator Oluremi Tinubu. His Eminence the Sultan has instructed that we should make sure that these items reach the desired recipients.
The quiz segments of Sahur Life on NTA was among the beneficiaries.
We feel honored to be able to be part of the people who would extend this to the needy. And we are saying we will do our best to ensure that her desire of ensuring that the needy get something to feed on in this glorious month of Ramadan is met.
Earlier, wife of the president had donated 1,000 bags of rice and 100 bags of sugar, which had been distributed During the first phase, this development the coordinators and beneficiaries describe as timely while praying for Allah's benevolent grace upon the benefactor. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Similarly, the Renewed Hope Initiative train is now in Kogi State as part of the food outreach scheme meant to make an impact on lives of the vulnerable, an initiative spearheaded by the Office of the First Lady to tackle hunger and poverty. Represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shatima, the First Lady reaffirmed her commitment to uplifting women and the vulnerable in the country. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The Renewed Hope Initiative Social Investment Program and Food Outreach Scheme is part of commitment to alleviate the hardship faced by Nigerians, particularly those impacted by the economic challenges. The arrival of the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shatima, in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, was a testament to improve the living standards for women and vulnerable groups through such empowerment and food security, which are critical pillars in the Renewed Hope agenda.
Under Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Program, we are giving a grant of 200,000 naira for 250 persons with disability to recapitalize their existing small businesses in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory.
As a policy, the state is on quarterly basis distribute food items as palliative to mitigate the impact of economic hardship occasioned by subsidy removal and exchange rate unification.
I want to assure you, Ma, for the total support of Kogi women. We stand ready to partner with you in all endeavors.
I'm presenting these food items for onward distribution for the selected beneficiaries on behalf of our mother.
The initiative remains an avenue to transform lives across the country through various programs in health, education, agriculture, social investment, and economic empowerment. From here, the Renewed Hope Initiative train will be moving to Abia State as the next beneficiary. From Lokoja, Kogi State, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu is also prioritizing empowerment of the Nigerian youth through various educational policies, job creation, and poverty reduction. The Minister of Youth and Development, Ayodele Olawande, and son of the President, Seyi Tinubu, reaffirmed this during the distribution of iftar food to indigents in Sokoto State in continuation of their tour of states. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
Groups, particularly supporters of the All Progressives Congress APC, warmly welcomed the Minister of Youth Development Ayodele Olawande and Seyi Tinubu at the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport, Sokoto, in what has been described as a youth mission. The first destination of the special guests was the Government House, Sokoto, for a courtesy call on Governor Ahmed Aliyu. Speaking before their host, the youth minister stated that they were in Sokoto to engage young people in meaningful discussions about the future of Nigeria. Commending the Sokoto state government's efforts toward youth empowerment, the minister applauded Governor Aliyu's achievements and called for the continuation and expansion of such initiatives.
Coming together like this is not just to eat and drink. It is for us to think together because of our future of our country.
We look forward to working with the governor and deputy governor and other members of the executive and also the legislative as well.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu expressed delight at the visit, describing the Renewed Hope Youth Empowerment Initiative, spearheaded by Seyi Tinubu, as highly commendable. He further advocated the inclusion of Sokoto youth in the initiative to benefit from the goodwill of the president's son.
This aligns with our vision in Sokoto State, where we continue to support and encourage women participation in politics and leaderships.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu later accompanied the minister and Seyi Tinubu to the Specialist Hospital Sokoto, where they distributed iftar meals to patients and their aides. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
This is the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Stay tuned for more reports in a moment.
Introducing Clean, the National Orientation Agency's AI voice and text assistant. For easy access to up-to-date information on government policies, programs, and activities, National Orientation Agency, NOA, introduces AI voice and text assistant. Log on to www.noa.gov.ng. Click on the Clean icon and ask for a Hello Clean. What are the federal government programs on agriculture?
Federal government policies on agriculture. 1. Dry Season Farming Initiative. Objective: to increase food production and ensure food security by utilizing irrigation systems for farming during the dry season. Scope: the initiative aims to cover 7,000 hectares across various states in Nigeria.
Access Clean by visiting the National Orientation Agency's website at www.noa.gov.ng.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying tuned. And from our business desk, the new Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, has resumed office in Abuja, pledging to sustain reforms that will grow the nation's treasury while ensuring accountability and transparency. Benny Adams reports.
It was all cheer at the Treasury House as Shamsuddin Babatunde Ogunjimi resumed office as the new Accountant General of the Federation. The 57-year-old was initially named Acting Accountant General of the Federation on 10th December 2024. A selection committee later confirmed his appointment through a competitive, rigorous, and merit-based process involving directors of accounts in the Federal Civil Service. Today, he commits to a much more efficient Treasury House with a call for cooperation of all.
If I fail, every single one of you here has failed. I'm ready to commit myself, my life, to the service of this institution. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm your AGF. Hey!
Ogunjimi began his career in the private sector as an accountant before transitioning to public service in 2000, where he steadily rose through the ranks in various government institutions. Over 2 decades, he held key financial roles, including Chief Internal Auditor at the Nigerian Navy Headquarters, Head of Accounts of the Nigerian Copyright Commission, and senior positions at the Federal Ministry of Police Affairs, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the National Health Commission. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is mobilizing developers to access private sector funding for electrification of unserved and underserved communities in the country. Joshua Ujito reports that at a stakeholders' engagement in Abuja, the Rural Electrification Agency signed an agreement with some developers on implementation of renewable energy projects.
With an ambitious target to provide electricity to 17.5 million Nigerians through various interventions, Rural Electrification Agency believes collaboration with developers will ensure speedy implementation and sustainability of renewable energy projects.
For us to make Nigeria to be the renewable hub, there is a need for financial, there is a need for projects, there is need of implementation vehicle, there is need of operational framework, and there is need for domestication.
Under the various interventions to provide electricity to communities, 1.2 gigawatts PV panel assembly plant is to be established in the country with value addition for local content, thereby creating jobs. 4 renewable energy service companies signed the Memorandum of Understanding to key into the implementation of the Distributed Access Through Renewable Energy Scale-up, DARE, among other interventions.
Apart from the $750 million DARE project that's already with us, Mr. President had approved a 100 billion naira funding for Rural Electrification Agency to implement what we call the National Public Sector Solarization Initiative, which is a federal government initiative to reduce cost of governance.
It is expected that more developers and subnationals will leverage opportunities in the renewable energy subsector so as to close the energy gap in the country. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
On the security front, 75 persons comprising men, women and children have been rescued at Sambisa Forest General area of Borno State following ongoing efforts by troops of Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai. Omar Jambarima reports.
The ongoing offensive of troops of Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai is no doubt yielding the desired result, as it has denied terrorists freedom of action, which led to the rescue of these 75 persons. Deputy Theatre Commander Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai, Brigadier General Anthony Okpodu, maintained that the war against insurgency and other related activities are not insurmountable and reiterated commitment to sustain the onslaught against all adversaries of peace towards restoring normalcy to the theater.
During the recent operations, troops provided critical interventions including child vaccination, first aid, medical care, and the distribution of food and relief materials.
Receiving the rescued persons on behalf of the Borno State Government, Director Social Welfare in the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Aishatu Shetima, acknowledged the immeasurable contributions of troops in frontline fighting insurgency, which she explained is the reason behind the relative peace being enjoyed so far across Borno and northern Nigeria.
We are taking them to our interim care center. We provide services like livelihood support. We provide services like counseling services, mental health and psychosocial support, livelihood program for the women, and also educational services for the children.
The Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai has rescued significant number of captives within the theater in recent months, a clear testament of the Nigerian Army's unwavering determination to end terrorism. In Maiduguri, Umar Jimbarima, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu says late Alhaja Fadilat Anike Salako, mother of Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isaac Kunle Salako, was a woman of virtue who lived her entire life for the service of God and humanity. The president was represented by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Services, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, at a special prayer, Ramadan lecture, and breaking of fast in honor of the deceased held at Ayetoro town in Ogun State. Hakim Jimo reports.
The 3-in-1 program brought together eminent personalities who converged on Ayetoro to condole with the family of the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Isaac Kunle Salako, over the demise of his mother. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, and Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, who was also represented, described the late Alhaja Salako as a virtuous woman who positively impacted humanity.
We pray that God will give you succor, and that the upbringing that they gave you and the path that they had shown you, that you will stay with it, and God Almighty will strengthen you on that path.
Though her departure has left us with a deep sense of sorrow and a notable void, yet her transition signifies the end of an era defined by immeasurable impacts.
In a Ramadan lecture, Professor Sahid Oshetumeyin of the Department of Foreign Languages, Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos, admonished faithful to live in unity and promote the spirit of oneness among others.
The sign of a religious person is God consciousness. Be satisfied, be contented.
Islam is one religion that unites everybody, irrespective of your location, anywhere in the world. Then, what is the cause of disunity?
The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isaac Kunle Salako, appreciated the gathering, noting that the legacies of their deceased mother, who died at the age of 93, will continue to linger on in their minds.
We had an exemplary polygamous house in my dad's house. So I think that this is a reflection of the teaching of Islam, that polygamy itself is not a problem. It's the practice of polygamy that could be a problem.
Special prayers were offered for the country, Ogun State, and other deceased members of the family who had hitherto passed on. From Ayetoro in Yewa North local government area of Ogun State, Hakim Jimo, NTA News.
On that note, we conclude the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Nadja Atutijani.